Within the galaxy, there are stories that have not yet been told. Stories that might be better off not told at all. Hey, it's Faith from Tiny Wave TV, and no, I'm not trying to diss Dreams of the Morning, Songs of the Night. If anything, it was a nice change of pace from the action-packed Retriever to this more dialogue-heavy, theoretical thing. Obviously, that's my point of view. The two arcs weren't released in succession. We are back at Gaiden 1, which is another thing I liked. Gaiden 2, visually speaking, is nice and clean, but it can look soulless at times, you know? I prefer the look of Gaiden 1 for the most part, but that's beside the point. I like the way there was less noise and we could delve a bit into the characters and their interactions. Reinhardt and Ziggy, for sure. Sister too. The retrospective look into the duo's school life was nice. What let me down a bit was the murder story. We'll get to that, but let me just say that Wenli's case from 40 years ago was more engaging than this. To me, you know, personal preference. Anyway, let's get into it. The boys arrive at the academy, you guys. The fact that Reinhardt was all smiles at first, but then, little by little, shit caught up with him.
何の冗談だ。皮肉のつもりか。そうお怒りにならなくとも。
There really is no need. But it's Reinhardt. Of course he gets mad, screams a bit, and calms down as soon as Ziggy chips in with the positivity.
私はとりあえずラインハルト様と同じ任務につけさえすればそれで満足です。ラインハルト様は当然のように思っておられるが。移動の際には別々の部署に配属されることだってあり得るのだ。
Siegfried, my boy. Are you trying to break the fourth wall here? The author wants you together. The audience wants you together. Like, don't even question it.
ラインハルト様と周囲との干渉剤となる者がいなくなれば、その時、圧力を生まないはずがない。
Well, he's got a point, but I don't think it's that bad. Isn't Ziggy a bit paranoid? I don't know. If it looks like I'm trusting Reinhardt's ability to control himself more than I trust Ziggy's judgment, no, I take that back. Ziggy's right. Then we got the first murder, the introduction to Kessler. Kessler. And then our boys together, we can see your hand sensei, our challenge to Sleuth.
なぜ？
なあ、キルヒアイス。俺たちは一度も負けなかったな。相手が何人でも、どんなやつでも。
ラインハルト様。
これから先も決して負けない。そうだな。
はい。ラインハルト様。
So this came right after Reinhardt explained at length exactly what the MPs were doing and why. But what reasoning can be more solid than yo, we have never lost and we shall never lose, right?
引くことを知らない人だ。
Ah, to be young and unstoppable. Right at the start of chapter 2, we got a series of flashbacks packed neatly as a dream sequence, followed by the dreamer, Reinhardt, experiencing a mild case of factory reset upon waking up, thinking they're still cadets, in spite of Ziggy sitting there in full-on officer uniform.
夢ではありませんよ、ラインハルト様。学校に戻ったのは、憲兵隊の任務のためです。
任務？憲兵隊？
Now he's awake. Love this. But about the dream itself, why are there flashbacks from Gaiden 2 in Gaiden 1? Now that I think about it, the previews actually put the whole thing in chronological order? Or is it the files that I got? Anyway, there was a little bit of the arc that was wasted on Golden Wings. Reinhardt with a destroyer and cucumber and everything. Such a pity they didn't just redo that. Then that conversation with the principal.
帝国軍の礎石たる幼年学校で殺人を犯すなど、共和主義者とやらいう連中の悪辣な破壊工作ではないのか。
だとすれば、共和主義者どもは時空を超える能力を有しているのかもしれませんな。
Look at Zeke's face. Oh my god.
次は軍務省あたりを狙うかもしれません。
And now look at Reinhardt, the resting bitch face. After I nearly gave Ziggy a stroke, and he even brings it up later. Like, oh my god, like, yo, I can do this. I can wash my mouth. Did you see what I did there? I changed that, you know, to yeah. I'm good at this. We're cool. Let's go. And then this part.
苦労症だな、キルヒアイスは。
おかげさまで。
That right there, that is what I need. That's the spirit, Mr. K. I mean, y'all, who cares about murder and shit? I just want to watch these two casually walk around and talk about stuff.
至る所にラインハルト様の武勲の跡が残っています。
他人事みたいに言うな。いつだってお前が一緒だったじゃないか。
Yeah, it was about time Reinhardt tugged at my heartstrings. Look at this.
ここを卒業してまだ2年にしかならないけれど、お前がいてくれなかったら俺はもう5、6回は冥界の門をくぐっているな。
You fluffy, self-aware little shit. Then we got Ziggy getting into that metafiction groove again.
ラインハルト様は冥界の門に着くまでの回数券は持っておいでなのですが、その先の入場券はお持ちではないのですよ。だからどんな危ない目にあっても死ねないのです。
He's just defining plot armor. Anyway, back to the case.
そもそも生徒が夜間寮を勝手に抜け出したというのがおかしいじゃないか。
全員が校則を守っているならおっしゃる通りです。
確かに俺たちにも覚えがないわけじゃないか。くだらん校則が多いからな。軍旗に敬礼する時の足を開く角度とか、下着の色は白に変えるとか。
Wait. Am I adding too many clips into this video? Girl, why don't you just put the whole episode in? I mean, these are some well-written conversations, right? Let me try and keep myself in check. By the way, I'm not sure if I needed to know about the color of their underwear, because now that I know, I got questions. Like, if Reinhard were to break the stupid rule, which I'm sure he has, what color would he go for? I will stop. The point was that the stupidity of all these stupid rules diminishes the sense of urgency around the rules that truly matter and must be followed, which would ultimately lead to chaos. See, brain works just fine. We're cool. Yeah. What is Reinhard's favorite color anyway? Is it red? I know I just said I'd keep myself in check, but I cannot put this in the video.
栄養価は十分に考慮してある。軍務をもって国家に奉仕しようと志す者が美食を求め味に不満を漏らすなど惰弱の極みである。
That talk with the top student was also interesting. Ziggy had some really good questions, and his final thoughts on the dude's personality were right on point. It was also interesting to see Reinhard implementing what he's good at, the art of war, into this crime situation, and that was about it for chapter 2. I almost forgot to add this.
やれやれ。
Willie does it better though. And we're done with this chapter. I promise. It was a dense episode. I had a lot to say.
Why said? Give up.
I shouldn't be laughing at a funeral, but just look at these two.
形式は完璧だが心のこもっていない長寿だ。
Damage control mode always on. I call it a good start for chapter 3 because soon it hit me with a challenging topic.
彼は犠牲者なんだ。責めてはいけないな。だが俺は一方的な犠牲を感受したりはしない。
Bitter to admit and even harder to face. Now, one thing I wish they'd explore more in the OVA was Anna Rose's inner thoughts and feelings. There were always glimpses, right? Like here in their father's funeral, you can totally see her affected and mourning, but I need more. Also, Reinhard looked unusually calm when them bitches came to take sister. Mia was like, F you and F your opera, F***ing Kaiser. I'd break a wine glass too, but all I got here on my desk as I'm writing this is a glass of water. Nah, that doesn't work. Following that, we had the second murder, Ziggy sleuthing and coming up with some stuff. Then came the grand reveal in chapter 4. End of the story, end of this entry. No, of course not. I'm really not fucking with this. Like, what do you mean they solved the case? By casually walking in the scene and experiencing exactly how it had happened by sheer coincidence. How? Gotta give it to Reinhard though. The way he trapped the old man to expose himself, that was cool. Looking at the story as a whole, the ending felt really unsatisfactory to me. But I don't know, at the same time it was so Legend of the Galactic Heroes. You know what I mean? Like, very gray. Well, murder is murder, and the old man has to pay. But now his grandson also has to pay, even though he hasn't done anything. And the colorblind dude just getting swept in all of this. And then again, he was also there as a result of discrimination. Everything was tangled up, you know? Content-wise, though, the arc offered a cohesive story, revolving around and always coming back to the dynamics between people in an oppressive system.
人は差別をせずにはいられないのでしょうか。
自分より弱いもの、いや自分とは少し違うというだけでその相手を差別し攻撃し、それによって自分の優越感を満たす。だがそれすら支配され差別されるシステムの一部に取り込まれていることだと気づかずに。
ラインハルト様は高みを目指して飛び立とうとしておられるが、地を這いずり回り似通った境遇の者と共食いをすることでしか幸福を追求し得ないのが人間の本質だとしたら。
that was dark, Siegfried, my boy. I mean, this entire final scene, right? It really shows how different these two are, while being on the same path, essentially. Sieg is more grounded thinking, as opposed to Reinhardt's idealistic views. There's not so much an opposition as it is two people complementing each other. And using idealistic to describe Reinhardt's thoughts is not to dismiss them. He speaks wisdom, but it's like more radical than most. And then again, he's the revolutionary, so yeah. Now about the ending. Yes. I mean, yes. What I'm trying to say is that, yes. Well, if you've made it this far into the video, it's safe to assume you've seen enough of my stuff to know what I'm talking about, so thank you. Thank you for watching. Next one is longer, so do expect some delay. Actually, I might do it in 2 parts. I'll keep you all posted. See you next time!